Hey, what's up, bros? Welcome back to another long form video with Ben, the founder of Made. I just wanted to jump on here and talk a little bit about what's on my heart and mind today. And today's been risk because there's a lot going on with Made, and I just felt passionate about bringing this up and speaking about today with you guys. So, I'm going to review a little bit about the experience that I go through taking risk in my life in hopes that it might bring something to light in your own life. And then I've also got a few tips and recommendations at the end of the video if you're somewhere in your life and you are taking some risk as well. But first, let's talk about the emotional experience of taking risk. Like, I'd just frame it in two ways. There's a kind of a darker side, a more stressful side, and there's a lighter side and a much more joyous part about risk. So it's not completely bad or completely good, but when I'm about to take risk, or if I know risk is coming and I have to jump off the next cliff, I'm definitely feeling anxiety. And sometimes, depending on the amount of risk I'm taking, the levels of anxiety can go up, especially if you're jeopardizing maybe a source of income, or you're jeopardizing, or maybe your relationship, or people you know, or healthy dynamics that you once had, and you're unsure of what will happen next if you do take risks. So, I just want to say that anxiety and fear is completely normal. We're all humans. We're all people trying to do our best and get by in this life, and it's totally normal for us to feel these ways, especially if you're doing something new. So if you're going through fear and anxiety, or tension, or even tightness in the chest, or shallow breathing, oh boy, definitely just breathe it out, and move through it. It's a skill, 100%. It's a skill that's developed over time. You start to become aware of your own patterns as you move through this. So I think that's one thing I'd just say about my own journey, is that over time I've been getting better and better at moving through those emotions, and you will too, as you continue to practice. So that's a little bit of the rougher side of the emotional experience of taking risks. And then on the positive side, oh my gosh, it feels so good. It's so exciting. It's so much, there's so much goodness that comes from taking risks, like the joy of just living in that what could be, like what might happen next if I do take this, like what is the good side of this. Like, I feel like it's just like, even just to be in that moment with that joy is so worth it sometimes. And I am an entrepreneur. I'm a creative entrepreneur, so I'm usually taking some sort of major risk in my life. And I don't want to say I'm a junkie, adrenaline junkie, but I love it. I love it. And oftentimes, if my soul or my light is starting to dim, I feel like maybe I need to take some risk in life, or maybe it's time to think a little bit outside the box of what I can do next. Because risk definitely lights me up, and it really brings out the best in me. I get energy. I have energy to go out there and do the next thing. So that's more of the positive side of what can come into your life if you take some risk. Now, before I go, I'm going to leave you with three tips that for sure I have been learning as I take more and more risk. Um, and just in brief, and so if you don't know my story, I started so many businesses, but not any of them have been that successful. But I've had some small successes. But over the years, I have constantly been changing my direction and having to take risks. So this is kind of where these are coming from. And the first one I want to point to for you guys is ebb and flow. Like, we're not taking massive risk every single day in our lives. Like, there's a lot of mundane time in our life where we're kind of like going through the work that we need to put in order to develop those skills, in order to maybe save the money to do what we were trying to do. But ebb and flow is definitely something to keep an eye on. So ebb means kind of like ebb and flow, like a wave, right? So when we ebb, we're receding, and we're kind of going back, and we're getting maybe more still as we're working and applying ourselves and doing what we need to do. And maybe we're not taking that much risk whenever we're kind of like preserving or we're receding or taking care of ourselves or healing. That's another thing just popped in my brain. And then another thing, and then the other side, that's ebb of the wave. And then we also have the flow. And then, okay, so maybe we've been ebbing, and it's time to now let that energy run through us and get out there and do the next thing. Like, okay, yes, that's, you can obviously tell I'm much more excited about that part, but we can't have the ebbs without the flows. And we get better at moving through the ebbs and the flows over time. And those flows are so good when they do present themselves. That energy comes, that new energy. We get ready to get out there and do the next thing. So that flow is kind of like, maybe you're about to take the risk, or you do take that risk, and that energy is now moving through you, like propelling you to get into the next season. So ebb and flow was the first major thing I wanted to point to. And the second thing, while you're considering taking risk or you're moving through risk, is the little things. The little things, the little things, the little things. All right, so taking risk is not easy. Leaving a relationship, starting a new business, taking a plunge into a new job or a new career, or a new path, none of this is easy. So I just want to recommend that you pay attention to the little things in life while you're going through challenging seasons. And for me, over time, that always comes back to maybe cooking the next meal, like cooking some great salmon and rice and some broccoli for a really healthy, delicious meal for yourself. Like, that's one little thing. Or maybe just cleaning your house, or organizing a closet that you've been wanting to organize, or doing some yard work, or whatever it is. Paying attention to those little things are gonna make you more mindful, bring you back to the present moment of where you're in your life. And we don't have to be Buddhist monks to take some risk in our life. You don't have to be like all zenned out all the time, but paying attention to those little things and dropping into the present moment, maybe picking up a book and reading it, or going to the library to find the next book that you're interested in. Like, all those little things really, really matter when you're going through a challenging season. So just pay attention to the little things if you're going through something rough out there. And then the last thing I'm going to leave you with, which is my one of my favorite words, and I probably overuse it, but one of my favorite words is grace. And when in this on this topic of taking risk, grace is like, it's something I just want you to have in mind. Like, we're always navigating the world, like saying, "Where is there opportunity here? Like, where's the next cliff I'm gonna jump off of? Or like, what am I doing next?" And grace is something. It can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. But to me, the way I've interpreted it is like a path of least resistance in your life, or like a bright spot revealing itself to you, or like a way forward that you didn't see before, or a person dropping into your life with something that you didn't know yet that changed how you feel or think. Or maybe it's just somebody, a compassionate friend, or somebody just shows up and is lending an ear while you're going through something. And all of these are signs of grace in your life, and we should always keep that in mind, that we're looking for grace, and that grace, there's an abundance of grace in our lives. Like, there's no shortage of grace in our lives. Like, there is so much goodness out there in the world for us to just claim, and to believe that we're worthy enough to claim that and say, you know what, I can take this. I can. This is good for me this season, and I can say yes to this because I deserve it. I'm loved. I love myself, and I can look for grace in my life, and grace is okay. And that's the last one I wanted to leave you guys with, is grace. So remember those three. We got ebb and flow, we got the little things, and grace. Hope those three are helpful for you while you're moving through this season, and taking some risk out there, because I know I am. I've taken some massive risks this summer, and I have no idea what's next. So if you guys want to come join the journey of Making Made, please subscribe to the YouTube, jump on the newsletter, book a call with me. I would love to meet you and see what is in store for you. So until the next video, the next blog, the next post, stay well, and take care of yourselves. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.